have decided to explain something regarding Vesak celebration, because we are going to celebrate Vesak Poe Day on 25th, maybe, however they change it. However, then, but before celebrating Vesak Poe Day, we need to know something regarding Vesak. That's why we decided to do such kind of sermon. Within 15 minutes we are going to cover the lesson. Okay. Before introducing this tune, I hope to explain the evolution of Buddhism, origination of Buddhism in brief. Okay. Earlier I mentioned all the religions can be divided into two parts. I taught to our students Buddhism. Can you repeat that? Yeah. All religion can be divided into two parts. What's that? What do you remember? What? Yes, very good. Theistic and atheistic concept. All the you know there are a number of religions in the world, but all of them can be divided into two parts. The first one is the first one, atheistic and non-theistic or theistic religion. Theistic or atheistic religion like that. What's the meaning of theistic? What's the meaning?
They worship God.
Yeah. The God-centric religion. There are a number of God-centric religion. They believe one and God, only gods or many gods. Doesn't matter. If someone believes one God, it is called, the technical word is monotheism. The concept of monotheism. They believe one and only, such as Christian, Islamic, Judaism. They believe one and only God. So what are the many gods? Someone believes many gods. Yeah, very good. Then Hinduism like that. Indra, Soma, Varuna, gods. Which is called polytheism concept. And monotheism concept and polytheism concept. However, earlier I divided into two parts, atheistic religion and atheistic. Under the theistic religion, there are concepts called monotheism concept and polytheism concept like that. When it comes to atheistic part or context, there are only three religions in the world. Can you say some of them? Yeah, Buddhism and Jainism. And other Chinese religion, there is the Chinese religion like that. But my philosophy, I divided into two parts again: God-centric religion and mind-centric religion. That's also correct. But I'm not in the book, okay? In my understanding. God-centric concept and mind-centric concept. That's the way of the division of the religion. Next, I want to explain to you. I say some single word and also to understand our single people, because technical words is very important. Eka Devadaya saha Bahudevadaya. Devadaya means Eka Devadaya, Bahudevadaya. Monotheism and polytheism concept. Bahudevadaya, Eka Devadaya. Then, after, the thing is, there are another. Now we are in a theistic or atheistic. Buddhism? Atheistic, no? We believe God, but another. Okay? But however, we are not dependent because of the God. Because we believe on God. And destroyer and creator of our life is you. Not because of others. Then Buddhism is can be Buddhism and cultural Buddhism and early Buddhist doctrine. Popular Buddhism, cultural Buddhism, early Buddhist doctrine. Can someone say what is the cultural Buddhism? And some school students know that, no? Ryan, can you explain?
What are we doing today?
Yes. Cultural Buddhism is depend on culture. You know there are so many cultures in the world. According to Sri Lankan celebration, we know we celebrate like that, dance out, no? Like that. And we light candles, you know, and Vesak lanterns, like that. It's a culture. Here is culture, American and Sri Lankan culture. When you go Vietnamese temple, you can see another culture. When you go Burmese temple, you can see another culture. Culture can argue anyone. I said, because someone asked how we can face by using this kind of stories. Yeah, there are some errors. We know that. But that's cultural Buddhism. We have not created that. Buddha has not created that. That created by people, by using their cultures. Here they want to tell us culture, no? Like that. According to his philosophy, understanding, he do such kind of things. If you go my temple, I do other activities. Therefore, this is cultural Buddhism. Then Vesak that's such a kind of thing. We can include into cultural concept. Then another one is popular. Popular Buddhism. What is it? Who can explain? Popular Buddhism. Popular Buddhism. What is popular? You know, we like miracle powers. And we like chanting. We like listening songs related to devotional songs like that. That is popular concept. We like to do such a kind of things. Now we come to very important one. Early Buddhist doctrine. Early Buddhist doctrine meaning what? Who can explain? What?
Meditation.
Yes. That's related to the highest teaching in Buddhism. Dependent origination, Paticca, three universal characteristics. Can science argue with three universal characteristics? But science can argue with the popular culture. We know that. They argue with us. But we say this is culture, this is popular. But this is not the highest teaching of the book. There are some scholars and philosophers explain early Buddhist doctrine. The first 20 years can be included as early Buddhist doctrine. In Sinhala, ජනප්‍රිය බුදුදහම, සංස්කෘතික බුදුදහම සහ මුල් බුදුසම. මුල් බුදුසමය කියලා කියන්නේ බුදුහාමගේ පළවෙනි අවුරුදු 20 කියන එක තමයි. දාර්ශනිකයන්ගේ රිසර්චර්ස්ලාගේ අරගෙන. ඒකට හේතුව තමයි පළවෙනි ශික්ෂාපදේ පනවන්නේ අවුරුදු 20 Yeah. The first linear rules you can see after 20 years. After 20 years, with the promulgated linear rules after 20 years. Now you can understand how early Buddhist doctrine act at that time, because people don't have any such a kind of attitudes, no any benefits. They didn't care about the benefits. They care about only the teaching of the Buddha. Therefore, Buddha no need to advise to the people. They come, they practice meditation. No need to say, no need to give the advice. That's why no linear rules. No linear rules. That time was very fantastic. There are many Arahat monks. They are worked at that time. After 20 years, it totally completed. Okay. So, however, the first 20 years can be included as early Buddhist doctrine. However, we accept three stages of the Buddhism: cultural aspect, and also the popular aspect, and early Buddhist doctrine, teaching methods as well. You can practice three. That's the evolution of Buddhism in the world. But if you can practice the Buddhist teaching of the Buddha, it will be benefits to your spiritual life and mundane and supramundane life as well. Then, who is the Buddha? You know the word, the meaning of the word of the Buddha? What's the meaning?
Enlightenment.
Yes, very good. What? Enlightenment. Enlightenment. Buddha meaning enlightenment. Then normally we celebrate this because of enlightenment, the enlightenment, because of enlightenment, and also the birth and passing away of the Buddha. We celebrate Vesak. Okay. Fine, can we read Vesak? Okay, now we can see this short reading we are doing.
Technical mention shape, eight-sided symbol.
No, this one. Yeah.
Vesak lanterns carry a deep symbolic meaning in the celebration of Vesak, which commemorates the birth of enlightenment and passing away of the Buddha.
Okay, now you can understand what Vesak, no? Because of birth, enlightenment and passing away of the Buddha, normally we celebrate Vesak. That's the basic meaning of Vesak. So, means the second one.
Symbol of light over darkness. Vesak lanterns represent the light of wisdom dispelling the darkness of ignorance. Lighting a lantern is a reminder of the Buddha's teachings, which illuminate the path towards liberation from suffering.
Okay. But before I explain this one, you can understand how Buddha is enlightenment. Okay? You know, Buddha had many names in his life. Someone asks, who are you? He said, I am Buddha. Nowadays you can see number of titles in front of the religious leaders, no? But Buddha didn't have. Buddha say, if someone asks, who are you? No, I'm the God of the other one who like that. I'm God. That's all. Okay? Because the Buddha didn't care the child. And someone asks, who are you? I'm Sugata. Someone asks, who are you? I'm Tathagata. He used very simple words to explain the Buddha. Because therefore I found so many names. Okay, I like to share with you. The Buddha is one of the names. The Buddha, everybody knows that. And Tathagata. More? Can you explain? Yeah. There are so many names. School students, you remember the name of the Buddha? The Buddha and Tathagata. Yeah, then Gautama or Gautama. The Sanskrit one is Gautama. Pali one is Gautama. Then Sugata. Then Bhagava, Sakko, Jina, Angirasa. Shakyamuni. So many names you can find many names, but you cannot find titles. Okay? You cannot find any titles. If Buddha was abbot of the temple, how many temples you had, no? Jetavana, Veluvana, and so many temples, but you don't care about anything. Simply explain, I'm Gautama, I'm Tathagata, I'm Sugata. Like, Buddha was a very simple person. Yeah, very humble, and who visited other religious places as well. At that time, who visited another religious monastery we call Asapu. Then at that time, there were other religious leaders. They were shouting. They say the Gautama Buddha is coming. There's a light to sound. Like that, they also control. Because Buddha had very simple lifestyle. That's why he didn't use any title. That's the Buddha. Or Tathagata, Sakya, Then the first one, symbol of light over darkness. The Vesak calendar represent the light of wisdom. What is the highest order of the wisdom? It's the higher, you know. The wisdom can be divided in parts. If you can understand something good or bad, that is, we can say wisdom or is like that. But there are other words. Passion of insight. Okay? Insight is the highest meaningful word in Buddhist. Vipassana is called in Pali Vipassana. Wisdom is, if you can understand good and bad, that is wisdom. If you can understand impermanence of the life, that is insight. If you can understand suffering of life, that is insight or rational. The wisdom is normal understanding of your life. If you can understand good or bad, that is wisdom. However, Vesak calendar represents light of wisdom displaying the darkness of ignorance. Light in the lantern is a reminder of the Buddha's teaching, which illuminates the path toward liberation from suffering. Okay. Insight. Homage to the Buddha. We know that. We don't need to explain that. Normally we doing such a kind of activity to homage to the Buddha. Okay. Third one.
Expression of merits. Building a Vesak alliance, especially when done with compassion, generosity, and collaboration, is considered a meritorious act, helping in developing wholesome qualities like patience, creativity, and generosity.
Before doing that, I forgot one. I explained earlier, we are in a theistic concept, and it can, I divided three stages. I explained three stages of the Buddhism, and there are three worship systems in Buddhism. That's also you need to understand before celebrating Vesak. First one is Sharirika. Okay, Sharirika meaning that part of body of the Buddha. You worship not like totally in candy and like that parts of the body of the Buddha. That is Sharirika homage. Other one is the second one is, do you remember? I told you the students. The second one, Sharirika and Paribhogika. Paribhogika means things used by the Buddha. Can you say example? Yeah, rope, ball, no? Like that. You can bring that. You can worship to that. Isn't that? That is called Paribhogika. The things used by the Buddha. And another one is Uddesika. Uddesika means what? So all these can be included into this. Okay? Yeah, represent of the Buddha. You can make whatever. You can use any material, image or whatever thing. But you represent quality of the Buddha or teaching of the Buddha. Doesn't matter. That is Uddesika. On behalf of Buddha, we create something and we worship. Yeah, that is exactly. This poetry also Uddesika, because you know.
It's not Paribhogika?
No, because this is not Paribhogika, but
in the
another
temple.
one.
Yeah, in the temple we consider it as Paribhogika.
Yeah, normally we use, but we know it's not used by the
representation.
Yeah. But in the temple and they use this as a Paribhogika one. But you know Buddha is not used this both three. Those are the three important one. Okay, when you engage with this activity, cultural activity, you can build up friendship, collaboration. No, it's very important. As a human being, we need other helps. Especially Sri Lankan people know that. Sri Lankan people know that they come early in the morning, they drink something, they know something, and they share all with some returns, and they enjoy. I know they practice generosity well, very much. I appreciate that because of the influence of this activity. If don't have such kind of activity, we never practice generosity. Therefore, this is very helpful to practice. We can build up harmony, collaboration, and here you can see because of lanterns, you mix American and Sri Lankan. That's an extra benefits. You can share feeling each other's. This is very important. And children also can join with their parents. The creativity also you can build up like that. Then you enjoy with our community, and all of you engage because of this kind of activity. That is why this is very important for our day-to-day life. And then
octagonal lanterns, shape eight-sided, symbolism represents the eight noble, eight holy paths. This fourth path is taught by the Buddha is liberation. Each side reminds the devotees of the aspect of the path, right view, right intentions, etc. And symbolize balance, harmony, and all the round nature of Buddha's teaching.
okay. Now you can see at the bottom, this is not second one. You can see that there are 8 shapes or 8 sides, representation of 8 noble paths. Do you remember 8 noble paths? Samma ditti,
Samma
sankappa,
Sankappa,
samma vaca,
Samma
samma
Jiva,
samma jiva, samma vayama, samma sati.
Samma Samadhi.
Then if you short down this one, we can practice this one in the 3 ways, Sila,
Samadhi Pagya.
Sila, knowledge, Samadhi, concentration, Panya, wisdom. You can practice Ayurveda as a 3 activity. Okay, you can practice Sila, and also you can practice concentration or Samadhi, and especially American life meditation. They practice really Monday and Thursday. You practice concentration, meditation like that. I highly appreciate that, because if you practice Sila and Samadhi, you can gain wisdom mastery. Then there's a representation of the 8 sides. Landers representation of the 8 noble path. Okay. Next one.
Basic cube-shaped lantern, shape square or rectangular. Symbolism, simplicity, and purity of thought. Often made by children and families, representing innocence and devotion.
Again, you can understand it easily because the time has not to explain everything. Okay. nice one. People go and they sit, they stand in front of Paranabo. And there is sometimes they introduce some record by using Jataka stories. There are so many Jataka stories in Buddhist context. Then that is the kind of a teaching methods by using cultural activities. Okay, next one.
Temple are lotus-shaped lanterns, shaped round or in the shape of a lotus flower. Symbolism: the lotus represents purity rising above the mud, a core Buddhist image for the journey towards enlightenment. The sphere suggests wholeness, perfection, and enlightenment.
Okay, lotus-shaped lanterns is very important. The Buddha had a quality in his life which is called lotus life or life of lotus. It is called in Sinhala Padmakara Jivita. They had that quality. You know lotus flower, how it become it come out, no? Without here mentioned lotus represent purity rising above the mud. A core Buddhist imagine for the journey towards enlightenment. Therefore, this is very important. You can see this kind of lanterns as well. Not here, I think, like a lotus flower. Last one.
Lanterns with long creeper tails. Symbolism: the flowing creeper tails represent rays of light, the spread of wisdom, and the blessing to all directions. This beauty and movement symbolize the dynamic nature of the Dhamma.
Okay. You can also hear this one, but however, those are the kind of lanterns. Okay.
It is from here.
Then you can now you know why we are celebrating this kind of thing. This can be included into cultural event. This is depend on our culture and IndianaBuddhistTemple culture. No, you can now engage and you can support each other. You can make nice lanterns to celebrate Buddha's birthday, enlightenment, and passing away. So okay, thank you very much for participation in listening. Finally, going to recite some of recite
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.